So, folks, Ruin Station is about as big as it is creepy. Maybe we can find a ship to stow away on, and... Whoa. What is this? A new ship from RSI. Whoa. Oh, shit.
You want how much for this thing? It's a damn prototype.
Yeah, exactly. Ain't nobody else got one. What, you throw a brand new coat of paint on this, and you'll be good. And the red's, my friend, squeaky clean.
What the hell is that? Is some kind of ambush or something?
Oh, this is no ambush, right? That will be a rodent or something.
Rodent?
This place
You
is...
think I'm stupid?
No, you're smart. Very smart. This is a smart deal.
Tell your man to stand down, or I'm gonna blow your goddamn head off!
Hi there. Just looking for the bar.
I think that's Jax McCleary.
How you doing?
Boys, we've been hacked! Kill him!
Well, RSI. So we're gonna do the expo. Welcome to the expo. You've got the constellations. Constellation at RSI. You're welcome to come to the expo. Test all these ships out. They're all active. So come and join as we go onto an adventure. Constellation RSI ships are the original OGs of shipbuilding as well in the lore. A lot of cool looking ships that they've created among the years, decades. So the ship is a large ship. Some of them come with snub fighters, and some of them don't. This one does. It goes underneath. Single seater. Component area. You've got, this is, I think this is the Andromeda, because the Andromeda has so many missiles like this. This door opens. It's the airlock. Boom. You've got this table that pops up. Normally, you can sit down. You've got lockers. Bathroom kind of thing. Shower head. beds. A bit more area. You got a turret down below. You got a turret above. You've got... This is a 5-seater. I would say this is a 5-seater. Maybe a 4-seater. Because you're going to have the main... The main pilot comes here. Then you've got the secondary co-pilot. Yeah, I would say 4 people, but recommended, I guess, 4 people because there's 4 beds, yeah. This is your one of the original multi-crew ships. It has space for cargo. All right. This is the Andromeda. It's rentable right now. In game. Come to the microTech Expo. And you can test out all these ships for free. Then this one is the Aquila, which is the exploration variant. Yep, the Aquila. Trying to remember how to even get these things up. No. This is pure exploration. It's capable of detecting wormholes, I would assume. It has a gunner on the bottom and a radar dish kind of thing on the top. It has the same as the Andromeda in a way. All the lockers, the chair, similar to like a Millennium Falcon kind of feel. Same thing, bathroom, shower head, cargo space, missiles, even though they're holographic missiles. I guess maybe it's like a module kind of thing. Then you've got back here, got all your components. And this also comes with a snub fighter. Airlock as well. 4 beds. Then you've got the ship that stops ships in quantum. The Mantis RSI. And RSI is the first one that created the first jump drive for quantum. Oh no, the jump drive, that's right. Yeah, the jump drive. Created the first jump drive. Then you got the Scorpius, which is supposed to be one of the top tier heavy fighters. The UE did not accept, I think the UE did not accept RSI's Scorpius, but RSI kept on making them anyway, and the civilian market can own them. And there is a military, probably going to be a military variant, but this is a heavy fighter, like super heavy. It's a two-seater. And it's capable of defending itself and assault. I haven't flown one of these yet. I'm gonna attempt to, though. Wonder what this is. Actually. Oh. You could put your weapons in. So this is the first one I've ever seen that had this kind of system. There is well, not the first one, but similar to this. So it's for a two-seater, so two people can put their weapons in. Now, I've seen a other ship that has similar aspects to that. That's crazy. You got your components. How do you get into the ship, though? I will rent it and test it out. Nope. Okay, the server is acting a little weird. That's fine. I'll just log in later. Then you've got the Phoenix, which is the luxury liner. This ship is designed to impress people, to make people happy. Now you got the cabin crew, but then on top of that, you've got the luxury aspect of it. So all the millionaires will come in, or thousandaires will come in and purchase a few tickets, and you'll automatically transport them all over the place. And yes, this ship is a moneymaker. Now, this is supposed to be a, I guess, spa. This is where the components are. And there's a snub fighter, even in this ship. This would be, I would say, this is one of the level entry, Starliner kind of thing. This is definitely level entry. But mid-range level. So there is that. You got a bar. You got a bunch of drinks. Why not? I'm gonna actually try to see if this is even profitable. Once this kind of gameplay is in and the AI are actually working, and I'll see if it's really profitable. I'll test everything in game 100% once those aspects are in. And it even has some cargo. It's going to be outside cargo, similar to like a bus, where all the stuff is in a secondary compartment. Apparently, you can go from the top. But yeah, there's that. Then you've got the Taurus, which the Taurus does not come with a snub fighter. At least that's what I think. I could be wrong. But this has the longer cargo bay. This is to transport your goods. Similar to the other ships, but it sacrifices a little bit of space for space that all the other ships have for other things, for a bigger cargo bay. We'll look at the stats page and everything and look at that stuff. This is a more updated version of the RSI ships, because this came out last compared to the other ones. It has everything you would want in the Connie, but with that in mind, you do have missiles, but it takes away some space, and I believe there is no snub in this ship. Yeah, there's just extra cargo in the back, and I actually did not know there was extra cargo in the back. That's a very interesting. You could even probably lock this and have it only for personal stuff. That's a really unique, thought out design. It doesn't have as many missiles as the Andromeda, I would think, or firepower as the Andromeda. So this ship would be a little bit less powerful. But let me check here. The bottom and the top. So there is turrets on the bottom and top. But I would believe that the missiles are a little bit different, as in it would be less missiles. But we will check the stats page to see if it's even close. This is, I would say, this is your mid-range cargo ship. I will check, actually. Let's see. Does it say mid-freight or what? Yep, mid-freight. So there is that. Now, let's look at the Apex Hull. And you can rent every one of these ships in-game before buying them with real money. Or you could just pay the $65 package and you automatically get Squadron 42, which is a single-player campaign, for free. Well, not for free, but it's $30, and I would say $35, and then the Star Citizen MMO part is $30. So you practically get 2 for 1. So it's like buy one get one free. That's what I was trying to say. You've got here the Auroras. They probably, most likely, will get a rework eventually. So if you own an Aurora, you're all good, because they'll go to golden spec in the future. So don't worry about that. But it's a starter ship. It's not supposed to be a permanent ship. But if you want it to be permanent, it's up to you as well. This is the LN. So the LN does have the capability of having cargo. I think all the ships are, not all of them, but most of the ships are capable of having cargo. Let's see. It does say freight or fighter. And a fighter would normally have missiles on the top, right? Okay. Well, it's a fighter. So, this one is the LX, which is the Pathfinder. So this is the beginning starter pack ship that allows you to explore wormholes. Explorer version. So it's going to have some kind of advanced mechanics in-game once the game comes out. Or that mechanic comes out, because the game is out. I would say it's already out, the game, because you're able to test it, try it, but also we help support the game and its content, and to make it better, we give some advice, and so I was right. There is one that has freight. Yeah. So this is the freight variant. So this will hold cargo. I believe the LN also has some kind of freight. Oh, this is the Pathfinder. So they just copied from there to there. That's fine. And then you've got the Mantis, which is a capable to stop people with wormholes. I'm sorry, the quantum drive. So it stops people using the quantum drive in that area. So it pulls them in and intersects them. And that mechanic, it needs to be worked on, but it's a pretty cool ship. I like it. An interdiction. So there you go. Interdictor. And that, I think this ship, I've tried this ship before. So there is that. This one may work compared to the other one. Yep. Maybe the other one was working. All right, let's see. What does it have? It has its own coffee maker. What is that even? Oh no. It has a bed. So coffee and some kind of food dispensary maybe, and a bed. There you go. No toilets. None. So this ship is supposed to be the stops you from using quantum. So it could pull ships out of quantum and interdict them. But I'd recommend you have a bigger ship than this to stop big ships. Maybe even have a fleet, and then a fleet of these as well to stop other big ships. And this would be more for piracy and interdiction of maybe, let's say, for example, two different alien species are fighting, right? And you want, like, the human species is fighting another species, and you want to stop them and stuff like that. That's what I think RSI was thinking of when they made this ship. It wasn't really designed for piracy, but obviously it's against the law in the UAE to use this. That's part of the lore. And to use that mechanic, unless you are part of the UE, like as in UE military. So there is that. So the Auroras will probably most likely get a rework, but not a heavy rework, but enough to get a pretty good gold pass, maybe even do a full rework. Who knows? We'll see what happens. So now we're going to go to the other hall, if there is one. I think there is. And RSI has a lot of ships. They're not a small company. They've been around for quite some time. So let's go check down below. There's also the Ursa rover, which has a turret on the top. I believe that's on the other side. I would hope that RSI would make more ground vehicles. Yep, for exploration. So, high grade terrain that holds a bunch of people in it, or maybe even cargo. So you might even be able to move this up. Oh, I see what it's doing. All right, you might even be able to push these up, these seats, and automatically have cargo instead, because the cargo plates are there. And there's a door here, a door there, 2 doors out. It has a turret on the top. Oh, this one's the one with the turret on the top, or is it both? It's both. All right. So pilot, co-pilot, and jump seats. And it's for exploration. Now let's look over here. Couple of ships in development. You've got the Perseus. Perseus has 2. So quad, dual. So I would say quad. So duals, 2 dual size 7s on the top and then on the bottom. And it is a tank of a ship. Originally, it did not have shields back in the day. They only had armor and only armor. And then it was modified in the later years to have shield technology. It is a warship or a gunship. It is not a capital. It would be a sub-capital ship capable of doing a lot of damage. And it would normally patrol a lot of the parry lines of the UEE between the alien species and the humanity to protect and defend, and it even destroyed a couple of capital-sized ships in the War of the Vandal, and made Gary Oldman, the character inside of Squadron 42, is the Ernest Bishop. So he's Admiral Bishop, and he said, "You know what? We want RSI to continue making these ships. They're epic. They destroyed a capital Vandal ship, or helped destroy it. So after that happened, they pretty much said, you know what, RSI, continue making them. Modify them a bit, put some shields on them, and boom. There you go. Now, we've got the new anticipated Galaxy. It is the first, I would think it would be the first RSI modular ship that we've seen. It's fully modular, onboard hangar, capable of deploying small ships. The cutting edge Galaxy has versatility built into its DNA. A highly configurable main cabin that can be outfitted with comprehensive facilities to support cargo, medical, or refinery operations. And who knows in the future what modularities they might even add to it, because the game is always in development. So there might be a chance where there might be more modulars added to it, modularity added to it. And I want one right now, today. Yes, I want one so badly. I like RSI ships very much. It is capable of doing so much damage because technically they're size 5s, I'm sure, on here. And it's not supposed to be a warship at all, and it's not even anywhere near a warship. It's more industrial, but it still has the capability of doing some damage. RSI ships are not pathetic, okay? They're not. No, they're not. Now we're going to talk about the next ship. The Polaris. Yes, the Polaris. I get all confused with all these names. This would be a capital-sized... Move, NPC. Okay, Corvette. The Polaris is a nimble Corvette capital ship that packs a powerful punch with a full armament of turrets and torpedoes and missiles, which I know there's missiles, intended for use as both naval patrol boat to serve as the flagship of the militia operations. Polaris has the capacity to perform search rescue operations, light strike missions, and general security patrol. The Polaris includes the facilities of repair, arm, refuel, single fighters, light bombers, and support ships. Now, there are some things to the ship. This is a more modern version. So basically, after the Vandal attacked Vega Colony, or the Vega star system, basically a lot of the military people basically talked to RSI, and then RSI said no more will we have the Vandal fight and the civilian market not be able to protect itself. So they designed this ship, or they're designing this ship in the lore. So this is exactly around the time that the Vandal attack, and that's where you come in, basically. But you don't know that the Vandal is attacking probably at all. You're just a part of Squadron 42, and you're in the Odin system at the time. So there's going to be a story arc, a pretty big story arc for that, I think. And RSI's Polaris, the Galaxy, and the Perseus are all similar class design, with the shape of a spear, okay, or I would say, yeah, spear. And all of them are designed similar, so they would be technically called the Galaxy class, I would say, if that's their mythology of how they want to make the lore. And it kind of makes sense because they do look similar. And I would say owning all three ships would be great. But I think I don't even know the price for the Galaxy yet. I will find out when I look at the page, or we all look at the page, and that'll be shortly. This is industrial. The Perseus is a gunboat, but I would also say it's like level entry to being an actual, like, almost capital ship size. It's supposed to support 6 people, but I would say realistically, and I know that people are gonna be frustrated when I say this, but 6 people is not enough for a ship. You need a lot more to make it 100% operational. Skeleton crew, in my mind, is not enough. Now, yes, the game will support smaller crew sizes, because I'm sure the AI by that time will allow you to be able to use NPCs as support roles in your ships. Now, maybe even fighting capable as well. This ship is very beautiful, by the way, the Galaxy. I like the design. I don't like that there's so much referencing to Star Wars, Star Trek, Stargate. Well, actually, I haven't seen one Stargate reference ship yet. CIG, get on that. Like, I'm being serious. Get on that. I haven't seen one ship that's even close to Stargate. And Stargate is a very strong sci-fi TV series / movie series, and very huge in our culture. So get on that. But anyway, RSI is a really good manufacturer. Now let's see what's on this side. What was this? I'm not sure. What is this ship? Oh, the Apollo. This is the medical ship. Now, there is medical in the Galaxy, by the way. So they're going to explain that in the design doc. I will show that all to you very shortly on the main website. We'll do another like a recap of the lore and everything as well. The Apollo is a medical ship. Basically, the legendary Apollo Triage from Roberts Space Industries is a golden standard of medical medvac and rapid emergency response vehicle, updated to support generation. Stop moving your arm. Okay. Generations of technology, let's just say. The Apollo has a long history of providing critical and to the Empire. Providing critical? Oh, critical aid to the Empire. The and beyond the well of the 2 centuries, or over the well of 2 centuries. Okay, so this is a, I would say, it's a smaller ship, but it's purely for medical. And I almost forgot about the Apollo, but I haven't seen this in a while either. So I like the Polaris. I'm just hoping, I'm really, really hoping they make the Polaris a little bit more powerful. And I'm hoping they don't release the Polaris until after Squadron 42's in the game. And the reason why that is because I want it to match up with the lore, but at the same time, I don't want it to take forever to come out. But some of these ships are not out is because server meshing and static mesh and all the server stuff, and I fully 100% understand that, because I was playing a game recently that released like a full release from a company that shouldn't be releasing games that early, but released it anyway that early, and it had game breaking bugs. And I've had like maybe 6 games that came out recently that are totally big companies releasing games that are like half-assed and not well developed. I'm just hoping CIG learns from other companies' mistakes. Now, the RSI ships are amazing because they take a lot more aspects of the true lore to understanding how the game is with how we're going to be playing it. This ship is very interesting. It has a hangar in the back as well. Medical, all support class ship. It's going to be a moneymaker, this Galaxy ship. And it's a large ship. So it's Carrack sized. And it's not a competitor against the Carrack. I would say if you had to compare this ship to another ship like the Carrack, right? This ship is the Carrack class of industry. Okay? That's what I would say. It's Carrack class of industry. Now, in the future, they might even be an exploration module. But I have a feeling that it's going to be less potent than the Carrack. But there will be one day a Carrack capital ship. You know, the Carrack is a large ship, not a capital ship. Now, you have the Endeavor, sure, but these companies are competing against each other in the lore, so they got to compete. So there's going to be a ship one day that's better than the Carrack, and that's fine. The Carrack is just your beginning large ship. Capital ships are supposed to be able to do all that stuff anyway, but not every ship has to be a competitor. It's really what we're going to get in game. We want more ships in game, right? Because once the game comes out in a more stable way and have star systems, you're going to want to try out all different ships. You're going to get bored. Human beings get bored very easily. So you're going to get bored of a ship. You're going to want to try out all the ships. And you're going to want a ship a little bit better than the Carrack one day. Now, the Endeavor is better than the Carrack, because the Endeavor's been out way before the Carrack ever came out. Way before the Carrack even was a thing. So the thing is, the Endeavor's a little bit more complicated ship to create because it's huge, massive. But there you go. Now, let's do this. Let's log out, and then let's go to the website and see what they've got for us for RSI.
multi-role ships in the persistent universe, by their very nature of the name, give you that flexibility.
They're intended to let you experience almost every part of the game. You can change between deciding to go off to a random planet and do some cargo missions, to changing your mind and decide to do bounty hunting and bringing a bounty back and put them in your hold.
So now, as we're on the verge of getting into more lawless systems like Pyro, I think multi-role is a great advantage to have, because you don't know what's lurking around the corner and you'll be able to react to whatever comes at you.
And that's why we're introducing the Constellation's big brother, the RSI Galaxy. The RSI Galaxy is a multi-role vessel with true modularity that has different sections of the middle of the ship that can be changed out to support significant and real gameplay loops.
It is built on the same kind of ethos as the Connie, but it's scaled up to a larger crew size.
The Galaxy has a very industrial feel compared to previous iterations, and the Constellation is a prime example. It has far less focus on its combat capabilities.
It's not a warship, so it's not bristling with guns, but it's got what it needs. We were just going for a ship that when you saw it, it just looked like you want to just get together with your friends, get that thing off the ground, turn it around and just fly as far as you can.
For me, I think the favourite thing about the Galaxy is just the look of it, in conjunction with the layout. It does keep that classic RSI sort of sub-capital shape to it.
We've got the nice big exposed engines with we've started to bring like metal onto the engines, like a kind of a titanium material to complement the kind of cooler greys and blacks of the rest of the superstructure.
For me, RSI goes into kind of two different groups. You've got the slightly kind of more bulbous shaped ships, and then you've got this really aggressive arrow-headed kind of stance. And I think for me, the Galaxy kind of really falls into that arrow-shaped kind of, driving the ship forward.
The interior architecture of the RSI brand is something that I really enjoy, because it's got those nice upturned classic sci-fi walls that sort of canter in at the top. And it is a bit of a challenge designing those, because it means they need a bit more room inside the vessel. So you just got to make sure you've got a bit more space. But when you've got a bigger ship like the Galaxy, there's enough room in there to get your accommodation for your 6 players, all your functional habitation and recreation and all your kind of crew positions and everything. There's enough room to do that and have these cool extra wide corridors with a nice architecture.
Starting at the bridge, it's a central bridge that looks down onto the main part of the ship. Directly behind that, in the top deck, you have the habitation section. So you'll have a shared habitation space, and then moving further back, you have individual bedrooms, as well as the captain having their own office as well as bedroom. Behind that, you have the engineering section that looks down onto the hangar area. And it's probably one of my favourite parts of the ship, because it has a nice look down onto the actual hangar, which is a rear-loading hangar, which is really cool in my opinion. The floor beneath that is where the module is, within the centre of the ship. It's a relatively large space for the different modules you might need, and directly connecting to the module section, there's the hangar.
So the 3 modules that are available are a cargo module, which increases the cargo capacity of the ship significantly.
There's a refinery module, which is, it's got a sweet mechanism with the underneath where the cargo ramp opens, and we've got the saddlebag deposit. So this thing's going to work really well with something like a prospector.
And then the last one is a medical module.
The medical module is split into 2 halves. So in the very centre, there's a lift that'll bring you up, so if there's anyone injured in a vehicle, you can get them straight into the actual medical wings. Alternatively, you can use the hangar at the back to fly someone in and unload them into the actual Galaxy. Inside the actual medical wing, you have an assortment of different tiered med beds for whatever injury the person might have sustained. Although it's been a while since we've showed off a modular ship or released any new ships that were modular, it isn't something that we wanted to move away from. Modular ships have a unique place in the universe because it helps push the multi-crew and multi-role ship. It's part of the reason why there's been less emphasis on multi-role ships in the universe recently. Now that we're getting closer to being able to deliver it, it's something we want to start revisiting again. The RSI Galaxy is perfect for a group of friends who want to be able to try lots of different aspects of the game and not limit themselves to one individual part, who one day might decide that them and all their friends are going to go out and do a load of mining and refining, making lots of money from gathering resources. But then the next day might decide that they want to do some cargo hauling across the verse, so they go from one system to another, transporting huge amounts of goods. The next day they might decide that them and their friends want to have a battle, so they need someone to be able to hear people. It's a ship that allows them to experience the most of the game without limiting themselves.
The RSI Galaxy is the newest concept ship making its debut at this year's Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, and you'll get your chance to learn even more about it during RSI Day this Saturday, November 26th. But the Galaxy isn't the only rumored vehicle to arrive at this year's event. Anvil Day brought with it the brand new C8R Pisces, the space ambulance that some requested and many others never knew they quite wanted. Let's find out more as this IAE ISC continues.
The C8R is a new entry medical level vehicle. It's a variant of the well-loved Pisces.
We decided to make it a little bit faster than the regular Pisces, just so you can get to emergencies just that little bit quicker, slightly better for someone surviving. We have had to remove a little bit of the range. It's no longer a exploration ship like the regular C8 and the C8X. So it cannot jump quite as far as they can. We added some siren lights so people can see when you're coming. We've also given it a traditional medical colouring, so we've gone for a nice little red and white.
The C8R is a variant of the Pisces, so it benefits from the paints that exist for the Pisces itself can be used on that, and the reverse is also true. So some of the more medical themed paints can also be put on the base one, which I'm sure people will find various interesting ways of using and misusing.
We have gone for a very clean style on the inside. When you step in through the ramp, you'll notice that there is some of the decontamination ports towards the bottom of the area. There's then a large frosted glass door that will open up. We have off to the right, a tier 3 medical bed. And off to the left, we've got some storage. We've got a fridge for you that's stocked up with a couple of meds for you when you get the ship. We've had to remove one of the jump seats that came with the regular C8. However, that's been replaced with the medical terminal.
It's also a great partner to the Carrack, which obviously has a tier 2 medical bed. So now Carrack owners can use C8R as a sort of a advanced medical scout to be able to ferry injured people back for further treatment.
I can see people using it for going out to bunker missions, just getting out there, doing all the murdering that they do, getting all the stuff back into Pisces, and then making sure that any nicks, cuts, grazes, or broken arms that they've got fixed before they move on to the next location.
The C8R is obviously for those sort of players who want to support other players in the game. It's never going to win a combat fight. It doesn't have the durability to last in engaged combat, but it is there primarily and almost solely to rescue injured players or NPCs and keep them alive long enough to get them to somewhere to heal more severe injuries.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that specialized vehicles will always have their place in the persistent universe, but that a more rounded, multi-role experience might just be what's needed out there in the less civilized regions. That the Galaxy isn't just the Connie's big brother, but a return of player-facing modularity and potential harbinger for that system's future development. And that the new C8R Medical Pisces isn't just a standalone ambulance, but a solid addition to any ship with a hangar that can support it. Now, if you watched last week's Star Citizen Live IAE 2952 Super Talk Spectacular, you might have heard me mention about us finally pulling the curtain back on the Polaris internal layout rework this week. And here's where we have sort of a good news and bad news type situation. The bad news is that the shortened Thanksgiving holiday this week means we weren't quite able to get that going where we wanted it to be for this show. But the good news is that we'll have plenty of time to explore the new Polaris concept layout next episode. So hopefully with even a more in-depth look than we would have managed this week. So stay tuned for that. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Happy Thanksgiving to those who celebrate, and we'll see you all here next week.
All right, let's go into the adventures of the galaxy, shall we? Very pretty ship. Wow. Okay. Many vehicles stake a claim to versatility. A lot of them can indeed handle multiple roles, but through the galaxy, RSI is defining the depth of the ability of multi-role ships is capable of. Your galaxy can be a long hauler freighter, a mobile hospital, or an all-in-one refinery. Depends on which pro-spec module you fill it with. The galaxy's generational chassis is built. I wonder how they're going to build this ship. I would like to see a documentary of this ship and of all the other ships too, on how they create these ships, specifically what makes them make these ships a certain way. I would love to see a documentary of it. So basically, here we go. Empowering you and your crew to take on a wide variety of professional roles. It's not that wide to give us 3 roles, but they're ready to give us 3 roles right now. There might be another module or 2 coming in the future. Science, manufacturing, maybe like weapons manufacturing, or some kind of other thing that they might even add, not just exploration, but other things like medical science, not just medical by healing people, but also medical science. I don't know, who knows, but there'll be other modules for sure. It's in development, okay? But dedicated hangar and sizable cargo hold, and it is sizable, I think. Additional specialized modules in the works. It says, and additional specialized modules in the works. Whatever adventure you choose. Okay, I don't know. They gotta phrase this correctly now. Aft deck that serves as a dedicated cargo hangar, sizable. Okay, this here, professional roles, which command center. So this deck here, this is the bridge. It looks like it's a modular ship because you can tell, like, this is where they would have all the unique things, and then there's something here. Not sure what kind of pod there is here, but this is the main deck. There's 3 different weapons. There's One here, one there, and one on the bottom. I'm surprised there's not one on the top. Yeah, to protect the hiney. But hey, modules to provide the galaxy, which you choose. And there's others being manufactured. By the way, they show other. I hope they stay true to this, because if they don't, oh my god, will I be so upset. There's others. Keyword others. This is huge. This is big. This ship. Wow. So there is a cargo bay, med bay, and refinery, and others. There we go. I've said it again. Now, this is the cargo variant, the cargo version. Then you've got tractor beam cones that are practically almost everywhere on the ship. Yep, they're almost everywhere. Well, I'm surprised they're gonna go that far. Then you got your medical bay. This also drops down to get supplies and then comes back up. So it has some cargo capacity even with the medical pod. Huh. And then I'm kind of guessing this will be a little bit bigger in the concept, because ships need to come in and out to maybe, yeah, to in and out to be able to give, you know, the people to the medical area. Now, I think this might be a little bit bigger, unless it has a separate hangar. Who knows? I don't know. But it looks like this opens up for the ships to supply the wounded people. So there is that. And maybe the shields around the ship connect, and then somehow you dock, or the ship can go right in. I don't know how the mechanics will work, but we'll have to see when that time comes. Now, this is the refinery. The refinery is fairly big for the ship. So this is where you find your goods that you mined. So this has an onboard refinery. The ship is very valuable, by the way, very. And it says heavy duty refinery module. It doesn't say medium or light. It says heavy duty. Okay. So I wonder if there's a reason for these ships to have refineries on board compared to a dedicated refinery. Is there going to be some kind of buff that you get that's a little bit different and speed up the speed times for these refineries? Is there going to be where the machine itself is going to have it being refined, but is limited to a certain amount of jobs that it can do per refinement? Or is it going to pop out all these goods fast enough? And that's what we'll have to find out. We'll see. So the cargo is probably going to be the cheapest one. The med bay, I think, is going to be the second cheapest, but going to be sizable. This right here. So there's a tier 1 bed. This is what we needed to find out, by the way. This is a tier 1 bed. So that means you can respawn on this, right? But the reason why they have it like this, and I know why they have it like this, is because if you have multiple people in serious, let's say there's a battlefield, right? You're going to want to have multiple beds and different tiers of beds anyway. This is a ship that can go out in the wild because technically it's a large ship. It's not like a small or a medium ship. So you're going to want to have the ship on your fleet, because if you don't have an Endeavor, this kind of helps you get to that aspect where the Endeavor is a hospital. Right, this is a hospital tier bed. These are all tier bed hospital. Well, not all of them high grade beds, but there's two of them, okay? This one here, it does like ailments, right? Treats more serious ailments. This one right here, it does like minor injuries, like even maybe a broken bone or something. I wonder how this is gonna work though, like this thing. But the reason why they have multiple beds like this in different tiers is because you're not gonna know the person's ailment yet, and then once they come here, you're gonna want to either have them respawn or fix every critical condition that they've got, and then maybe they might not need this bed right away. They might need to be stabilized. You got to go to the tier 3 bed really quick, or maybe the other ship that brought the injured person already got them stabilized, but they have a certain amount of time before they gotta be treated for more serious injuries, and then they go to like a tier 2 bed, right? But then if something is super wrong, then you just go to tier 1 and you're all good, right? But you won't know until that human in the game comes to you. So you need to have a triage, a true hospital feel on this ship, because if you don't, for a large ship, you're going to have very weak, this is a true module that is true to its, form of what it is. And you got to have, the capability of protecting the crew as well. Like if the crew goes out and you have a medical, system on your ship, and that crew gets seriously injured, you're going to want to have multiple tier beds anyway. I don't know if they're going to be swappable, but I would say I don't think this is going to be swappable, but we're going to find out. Now, I like the main deck, the main bridge. I really do like this design. Oh my goodness, I hope they keep to the concept, because if they don't, there's going to be some words. This is a pretty big hangar, by the way. A really big hangar. Because this ship here is pretty wide. It's a small ship compared to other big ships, but it's pretty wide. Okay. Hangar, aft deck. So, home to the command bridge. State-of-the-art crew habitation and the ship's docking collar. There's a docking collar? On the foredeck is the brain of the galaxy that keeps the whole ship operationally smooth. Okay. Serving as a large hangar capable of accommodating small to medium-sized vehicles. Okay, so they said medium. That tells me that this thing is a medium hangar, and it can hold bigger ships. I'm hoping that this is true, because the way they word this means you could put a medium ship in here, or a medium-ish ship. Wow. Whoa. That's huge. This is not a small hangar. I hope this is not BS. Aft deck assures the Expeditions and missions are always well scouted and supplied. Wow. Yeah. So this hangar is much bigger than they show in this picture. 15 photos. Okay, what are your 15 photos? The captain's quarters. Yo, I hope that you can do some kind of like you pressing your keyboard on your keyboard and you can actually write letters and stuff and build in lore for yourself as well. And then you could talk to a bunch of people in the game, like an email thing. That'd be amazing. Or a communicate system like this. Oh, that'd be great. And then you can send notes for tasks that the crew need to do or your org would need to do. Instead of just always verbally doing it, you can just do it through the game. Now, yes, there'd be some sneaky things going on where they might even hack your computer to find out all that data, in game. But it builds the lore within the game, so that's why I would say it's okay to do that. Just say small things instead of big things in there. Nothing. Yeah, pool table, always like RSI's thought out because they're a legendary company within the lore. They would go back and we gotta have a pool table all the time. But I would say it's pretty freaking epic. I hope it starts to work also in game. I would like to see that. This is your main cabin for people to eat, drink, relax, take a chill pill, enjoy themselves. This I like very much. The refinery is putting up all the saddle stuff up top. That's great. To refine. Meanwhile, you got a bunch of prospectors on the wild. You're gonna make mad money. So how I would do this, right? I would have an escort of a couple of Scorpiuses out in the wild in this asteroid belt. Meanwhile, you have like 20 of these little guys, mining, and then this guy's refining, and then you have a hull C, a hull D, or a hull E here also taking all the refined goods, right? And then you take like 2 more escort Scorpiuses or 3 more, 4 more, and then you just fly them with the hull E, D, C, or whatever number, right? Or a Banu merchantman, and then you got all that cargo and you sell it all, and then everybody gets a cut. That's going to be amazing gameplay. I cannot wait to have that kind of like full-on epic gameplay like that. I just cannot wait. Oh, it's going to be fun. So the refinery, you got this. The ship is a good ship. Now, I'm hoping one day that they design it to be a militaristic version too, where the module becomes more of like a combat focused as well. I'm just saying, like, this ship has so much modularity capabilities, so why not push it to the limits and beyond? You got the medical stuff. Oh man, that image. Wow. It is not small. Shoot. You got something up here. What is that? Docking collar? Maybe there's another one on the other side as well. Huh. It looks really good. Obviously, it's a little bit too big, but I have a 4K monitor, so it's kind of hard to see the image perfectly sometimes. Huh. It can fight. Like, I don't think this thing is weak. Like, you can see armor plating. I don't think the ship is weak. So now let's look at the, wow, this image is great. Oh, Jesus. So it has it has missiles up the wazoo, by the way. Jeez. Size 5 duels. 3 of them on each side. Oh, 3 of them. And then size 5, every one of them. Oh, that's big. Oh. Length 110 meters. Now, when they build the ship out, it's probably going to be 110 meters. It says crew size 6. Now, I'm going to say a little bit of a disclaimer here. Crew size 6 means operational. Optimal, I would say 10. Engineering, you got to have one guy. So let's say, for example, something blows out and then the guy goes to the hospital module in the back and has to get healed, and there's going to be a recovery time. Meanwhile, there's a war going on. You're not going to want to have that guy be by himself and not know how to fix the components on the ship. You're going to want to have multiple people in engineering to protect the ship from being blown up. Sorry, but you got to think reality. Now, it says X small, so there is some contradictory stuff going on, bruh. You said medium, now you say small. So medium, small, small to medium. And then now here it says X small. I don't care, it doesn't matter, it's fine. Discover the technical stuff here. Good to know. Did it work? Oh, it's a PDF download. Interesting. I thought it was just a page. But okay. Oh, it's not that expensive. They're trying to sell it as variances, though. Why isn't there a... Oh, concept 570. I'm confused. So they're selling this for 400? Limited vehicle concept page. So the RSI Galaxy is being offered for the first time as a limited concept vehicle page. So to celebrate the Intergalactic Aerospace non-war bond pledges for the include 10 years of insurance until... Oh, okay, I get it. All right, yeah. So they have other versions here. They got the IAE. So it's standalone. I'm confused about this number here. Complete. So this is a complete pack. So this is so this ship is not that expensive. But it's going to go up in price in the future. So it's fairly cheap. Let me look at this. This is a cheap ship. 350 is cheap because technically you can, before the ship comes out, which the ship will come out, I don't know when, but before the ship comes out, you can save 10 bucks, 20 bucks, maybe 30 bucks a month, maybe 40 bucks a month, and you'll automatically get this ship within a year, right? Or am I wrong on those numbers? Let's say you save 35 bucks times 12. Yeah, you can buy the ship within the year by saving 35 bucks a month. Wow. Jesus. So this is a complete pack. And you know what? I'm gonna do it. But off screen, obviously. So my recommendation is to buy the cutter. It has LTI, and then do an upgrade to this ship. Now, with that in mind, the Galaxy, you'll get lifetime insurance on the Galaxy if you do the upgrade. So this ship in concept by itself, the base, is $380. Okay. Now with Warbond cash, $350. The complete packs. What's this one? Oh, the paint. Ooh. So let's see this thing. Oh, that's the paint. I don't like that one anyway. That paint. So when you want to find out information about a ship, by the way, some people get this confused. Whenever you go to a pack and you try to, when you're thinking about purchasing something, right? Before purchasing something, click on also includes and press the star thing. Then you'll see what it includes with, right? What the ship comes with. It comes with this, obviously. The Galaxy, this is the ship. And then also includes, and then this will be the paint, the cargo, the med, and then the refinery. And then it says lifetime insurance because you purchased it with cash. This one here, the IAE concept, this one, the complete pack, you'll get the Galaxy, right? The way it looks now. All right, you'll get this, but you won't get the paint, but you'll get this, right? Because this is with credit or half credit and half cash. But I would recommend obviously getting the one with straight up cash because you're saving a bunch of money on that. And this ship is pretty big. It hasn't come out yet. And with that in mind, this ship will go up in price by a few $100s. And I think the modules will eventually go up in price as well when the modules are ready with the ship, obviously. And I think this ship is going to be a lot easier to make because they have the RSI, what's it called? They have the RSI stuff already. So the design aspect in lore and in the game, so they already have all that. I'm actually very surprised on the price. Like, I thought it was going to be 600, 700 bucks, but no. Now let's look at some of the specs. Oh, this is the technical thing that they should. All right. So the technicalities. Multi-role. So it's 100% true to its design. 6 crew. Debatable. Operational crew. I would say operational crew instead of just crew. Or maybe skeleton crew or something that would indicate, because in reality we all know that you're going to need a lot more than just 6, but you can just got to remember, if you get the medical crew, the medical bay, you're going to need, you know, people to help the other people get the stuff done, because some people will be not capable of moving even, you know. So there's that. Now, I don't like that this is size, I'm looking at this right here, the missile launcher. I don't like that this is size, it says size 4, right? I'm confused. All right, so it says size 4. 4 of them. No. Quad? I don't know. Yeah, it says 2 of them. So it says 2 missile launchers. And then 4 sizes. They're size 4, right? Is that what I'm getting at? Because I don't see a 3 nearby, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that out later. So it says 3x, and then why does it say 2x? Okay, whatever. So dual, okay, dual. So that's what that means by dual. And that's probably what that means too by dual. Yep, size 4s. Okay, gotcha. All right, and then 2 computers. Small. And then you got 1 large. Oh, size 3. I don't know what's S is 3 for radar. I thought it was L large, you know, medium and small, but why is this? Oh, 3 small computers, but it says 1x. Okay, this I'll never understand, but life support 1, size 3. I don't even know, man. Like all these X's, numbers and stuff like that makes no sense to me. And they don't have like a dock design like they normally would have. It's just 2 little tabs. They need to work on that. They need to get more detail about the ship. I'm not sure what this is about. Is this for modularity as well? Is there 2 different modules that you can add? Like, what is this? Is this cargo? On top of cargo? What is this room? Like, they don't explain this room. Confused? A little bit? Tiny bit? Yeah. They don't explain this little thing here. Why is there only 2 pages, by the way? Come on, CIG. Oh, man. You're killing me, CIG. You're killing me. Oh, boy. So, yeah, just go get lifetime insurance from the Cutler. Get the Cutler. Comes with lifetime insurance. Then you go from that, upgrade straight to the ship if you want the ship. Because that lifetime insurance will drag to this ship. And and you could get the complete pack or you could get the base, and then you can earn the modules in game in the future. Totally up to you. And if you don't want the ship, then you don't have to, but at least you get the cutter, and then it comes with LTI, and then you could just upgrade in the future with that. Pretty much. So it has a cargo capacity, it says 64, but if you add the cargo module, it adds an extra 512. Huh. Professional grade hauler with the... So this is definitely the bigger brother of the Constellation. Now, I have a feeling the Constellation will get a rework. Just a small, slight hint of a feeling, because this is more advanced than the Connies all put together. This is practically all the Connies put together. This is what they should have called the Constellation, this ship. They should have called this is what they should have called it. The Constellation class Galaxy, or the Galaxy class Constellation. That's what they should have done. Now, the Constellation is a very pretty ship, very nice, very good looking, but this ship kind of puts it in obsolete mode. But obviously, it's a supposed to be a large ship, but technically it's a middle ship, mid-range ship, the Constellation. But it's a starter to the future of bigger ships. That's what I would think, anyway. But this ship puts it obsolete in a very big way for now, because the Constellation is out, yes, but it's going to get reworked, so maybe the rework might even make it golden standard to this type of ship. We'll see. And it has a shield generator. Now, maybe we can see a better spec page for this. Now, obviously, this is the spec page, okay? And I'm not sure what this means right here. This makes no sense to me at all. It could be a large shield, 3 of them. It's not going to have small because it's a large ship. It wouldn't make sense for it to have that. So this whole thing here is incorrect until we... Well, I would say this is probably correct. This is correct. This is somewhat correct. We never know. They might get even bigger. This is correct, probably, and this is correct, and this is correct. But when it comes to this and this, we won't know until the time comes. And then this spec page is very lacking, in my opinion. I would rather have it like this. Where is the page? All right. I like the Scorpius as well. I wish the if I ever get the Idris in game one day, I would just have Scorpiuses as ships to fly, you know, to push for. What is this for? What is this thing and this thing? Is this a different page? Oh, this is the same page. All right, we're gonna go here to the ship matrix system and see if they even have that. Should be at the far back. Yes, they have a lot of ships for this game. A lot. There's 100 and something in game already of ships and vehicles. Yes, it's amazing, isn't it? Odyssey is also an amazing ship. All right, here we go. This is how you tell if the ship has what it's supposed to have. There you go. Less confusing. So whatever this thing is, where is it? Okay. Let's laugh at this, okay? All right. Let's laugh at this. Okay, this is not what CIG should be doing. This, why have this when you have this? So update this one on the right, update this, and make it to this, or make it one or the other, not both, please. I missed the brochures, by the way. Come on, CIG. I like the brochures. They were a little bit better than whatever this thing is. Okay, so here we go. Large shield generator, one of them. Right? Then you've got 2 cooling systems. Then you got 2 power plants. That is a big boy. That is a big, big boy, by the way, to have 2 power plants. It says 2 power plants, so I guess 3 means, to their ideology, 3 means size, 3 means like large. So that means that this would be correct if they try to say that, but this doesn't make sense to me, because why would you say S3? Please explain this to me. You could say tier 3 or something like that, or large. Just put large. It's simple that way. X1 large. Done. People. Medium. So what are they going to say for medium? What is this one? Computer. Unless I skipped it. Yes, I skipped it. So they're trying to say S2 is medium to them. It's not very clear. It could be clear to them, sure, but not everybody understands that kind of lingo, right? So 2 computers. Then you got large radar. Large radar is pretty large. And what I mean by large, pretty large, is that it's pretty big for the ship. Only 1 picture. I'm not a fan of 1 picture, though. I'm surprised they even have this rendered. Does it mean that they're very far along with this ship? Kind of hard to say. Oh, my battery on my phone is dying. That's cute. All right. So let's talk about the tier bed stuff, right? You've got operation... operate on mobile medical center with top flight facilities that you can customize to the needs of your patients or missions at hand. So I'm not sure what this means in reality once the ship is in and they have all these mechanics in the game. Does it mean that you can switch out all of them to be tier 1? Or in reality, because of the power plant, you can only have a certain amount of beds, like 1 tier 1 and maybe 2 tier 2s and 3 tier 3s? I would like to know. Then you've got the refinery, which is Biostar. I don't know. Bellostar, whatever. Any industrial operations, spearhead your own with the heavy-duty modular thingy. Tier 2 refinery. I don't know what the... Oh, this means 2x, so there's 2 of them. Okay, that makes sense. But I'm going to say this. There's not much storage for the goods that you refine. So this must open, and then a ship takes it, right? Then you got the cargo variant, which apparently is pretty big. Size. So what kind of ship can you fit in this ship? So apparently, it's a little bit different. So for example, this shows here, it's empty maybe, right? This might be empty, the empty version. Then you put this in and boom, You get my meaning? So this is almost 600 SCUs. Very close, by the way. Very close to 600 SCUs. People thought that this thing, like the leaked images, they thought that the 512 was by itself. No, with another the hangar coming up or whatever it's called. But by itself, right now, the real thing is 512. So, but then what would this be right here, by the way? This big fat thing here. Is this another module? You could have two different modules in the ship. Is that what this thing is? You could have two different modules for this ship. That'd be great. So you could have one medical bay and one cargo bay. Or you can have one refinery, one cargo, either or. Is that how this thing works? Now I'm hoping they have a video. We might need to look into that. All right, let's look at the weapons for a second. Yeah, so it's $350 for the base. Period. And then the paint. I like this paint, by the way. Not gonna lie. I like this paint. Now I wish it would be lifetime insurance, by the way. Yes. Does it say war bond? Standalone. Is this war bond? Yes, it is. $350 for war bond. Base without the modules. This ship is great. We haven't seen a ship that's modular like this in a very long time. There was a Retaliator. The Retaliator came out first. It was the first original 100% module ship. You could have transport kind of carrier vibes, right? Like transport ship for Marines. And it's a submarine looking kind of ship inside. The Retaliator is one of the best bombers out there. It is fairly cheap. It's $150 for the base, $275 for the kit itself, the bomber variant. But it's supposed to have modularity in mind, like really heavily emphasize modularity in mind. That was the first modular ship in the game. Period. There was no other one before that I'm aware of, but I don't think there was any other one of them. Then they had concept, obviously, the Endeavor, which is supposed to be the craziest thing in the world, modularity to its full maximum. But that ship's not in game yet. But module ships are epic for this kind of game because then you can change out your mission load. Sort of like we have now in the Navy where the what's that ship called? The Luthrell boat variant that can switch out all, well, not a variant, but modularity, where it can switch out its mission load. I love this ship because of that capability. Now, if they're going to have different kinds of other modules in the future, oh boy, this ship will, I can't wait. What if maybe it manufactures vehicles one day? We don't have a manufacturing for vehicles yet. That'd be great. Or ships, for example. I would love to have, well, I don't think CIG will allow that yet. But there you go, $350 for the base. Oh boy, there's going to be 1 trillion videos on this. So that's the Galaxy in a nutshell. Wow. So let's look at let's see. This has size 5s, right? And there is 3 in total mounted. And then 2 per weapon, right? 2 full tanks means this ship can fly pretty far. Can't wait until it's in game though. Like, I want it to be in game so badly. $380 standalone. What's this about? So this is the regular thing without war bond. That gives you 10 years. But like I told you, there's a trick to do this where you could get the cutter you could get the cutter for a lifetime insurance, or you can be like the original backers and have some buyback ships that have LTI, and then you can upgrade the LTI straight to this ship or any other ship that's from RSI, which RSI has a truckload of ships. So let's find out if RSI they don't have a video on this. Oof. Maybe at the ship talk that they're gonna have, because they're gonna talk about the Polaris in a couple of days. Well, next week, they'll probably talk about this ship by then. But I would hope that they would have had a video. Okay. Apparently not. But let's look at the other ships, shall we? Meanwhile, we're here. RSI. All right. Why isn't it showing up? Okay, here we go. The Apollo supports medical gameplay. So supports other pilots in the medical emergencies and evacuation. Evacuation. Operations. Superior armor. So it is armored. Dual missile racks means the medevac stands strong under enemy attack. The direct paint scheme pays homage to the beloved astrometric or medic film franchise. Okay. Comes with 120 months of insurance. $275 for the medevac. It's a medium ship with large components, some large components. And this is the other thing. They have special drones, like this thing here, for medical recovery, different types of technology. There's two medical things here, and then the bridge is over there. But there's special pods, different design than what we have on the Galaxy. Maybe it might be the same on the Galaxy. There's that medical doctor there. RSI. That's where the people get put into the ship. It's going to be a good ship. I'll probably get it in game as well. The firepower is considered a small, but dual of them. Missiles, size 3s. No, size 2 missiles with 3 racks. So there you go, 3 racks. You've got here, you got the shield generators, 2 of them. So on a medium-ish large ship, medium ship, you've got 2 shield generators. Well, it is supposed to be capable of taking a beating in combat scenarios because it's coming in. It is a medical thing, so. And this concept came out in the 2948. Oh, there you go. So, pretty cool ship. I do like the medical gameplay of the game, so even it's in its current state, I like the system. When they came out with the medical stuff, back in the day, medical stuff was not even in the game. It was annoying because you would die or almost die or die, and you didn't have anything to repair yourself or heal yourself at all, and then you would have to run all the way back. It's a pain in the butt. So now here comes the triage. The triage is modified a little bit differently, though. I think the triage is less armored. Yeah, I think the triage is way less armored. $250, so it is the base. So the medevac version is more armored, more capable. So I don't know what the difference would be. It has 28 cargo for obviously medical supplies and your own self. It has the same shielding though. Interesting. 2 computers, a large radar. Interesting that a medical ship would have a large radar. But sure. Good selling point anyway. Less potency with weaponry, but it's all good. So it's $250. Now let's check out the Aurora CL. 45 bucks. Kickstart your career in cargo. So there is cargo on an Aurora. And it comes with 120 months of insurance. There is 100% cargo, 6 CUs, as much as any other ship that is a starter ship. So this is a starter ship that has cargo. Transport freight easily and accessible to variants of the classic RSI. Weapons and missiles offer variable, offensive, defensive. Now, obviously, the ship is not going to be a fighter. It's a cargo, ship. It's, does cargo. It can be defensive, but effective, I'm not sure. Especially with the ships that are out now. So the ship needs to get a rework, just alone on weaponry. All right. Let's look at that and all its variants, shall we? So it has 6 TU of cargo, 1 crew minimum and maximum. Technically, you could put 1 more person in there, but he would have to be crouched down. And has size 2 missiles. It has all smalls, but there's 2 shield generators, by the way. Weapons, size 1s. Utility cargo box, capable mini storage. And it is $45 with 120 months of insurance. And this is the CL of the Aurora. You can go to the expo floor and rent these ships out and test them for yourself. Now let's look at the LN. The LN is supposed to be the premier version of the Aurora. Like the, sort of like the do-it-all, jack-of-all-trades kind of thing. This has the same shielding, 2 coolers, power plant S, computer S. I didn't even know these had computers, by the way. They're probably going to get reworked for that. Because I would think the computer would show, well, it wouldn't have to show because technically it is showing on the in the front of the ship because that's where the cockpit is. But I think this may get a rework. Then you've got, you know, S small, everything small on the fuel pods and everything, but apparently there's 2 intakes and 2 fuel tanks. Now this also has the missiles. So size 2 missiles and 4 racks. Then it also has regular base weapons as well. So that's the ship here. And that's $40, by the way. And 120 months of insurance. Fairly cheap. And I believe so that this can hold cargo. Now, not right now, probably, because it has to do the rework first, but they can hold cargo. This is supposed to be the do-it-all ship, but also fighter at the same time. Not a true fighter, but it is fighter. It does have the capability of fighting. So there is that. It says 0 cargo right now. So it just needs to get a rework. All right, now let's talk about the MR. The MR. Pretty much all the same as the LN. Yep. Same thing as the LN. And how much is this? $30. So it's a very... Okay, so getting an Aurora is the cheapest way of getting a ship. You get Star Citizen, and you get the ship. So there is that. And you get 120 months of insurance. The LX is $35, and it's 120 months. That's 10 years, by the way. Then you've got the same equipment. Well, actually, it's similar equipment to the LN. So it has cannons and some kind of utility. I think it might be, I don't know. The utility one, I'm not sure what that's going to be with. And then the ES, not sure what the ES stands for. It's the essentials, I guess. It has missiles, 2 racks, size 1s. It has size 1 weaponry, 2 mounts, quad, maybe. This says 1 size 1s, but it says dual 2 mounts. Not sure. They might have to redo. No cargo capacity, and it's $20. Well then. And that's about it for the Auroras. Now let's go into Constellation, shall we? The Constellation. Transport freight. A wide variety of ground vehicles with 96 SCUs of cargo. Includes a internal docking for the Kruger P-52 snub fighter. I'm not sure if that is true anymore for this ship. So this is the Andromeda. All right, so it's the Andromeda. So the Andromeda can have a P-52. Takes on combat scenarios with 4 weapon hardpoints, 2 manual turrets, and a daunting array of missiles. All right, $240. And what does the $240 get you? 120 months of insurance. It gives you a lot of missiles. Wow. 5 racks. Size 2 missiles. 48 per rack. Or sorry, 28 per rack. So it is huge amounts of missiles. So many. 28 per rack on another rack. So these numbers are a little bit off. Size 1s. So, oh, okay. So there's size 1s and size 2s together, 2 different racks. Then you've got size 2 hardpoints for manned turrets. Then you've got installed 4 max per what is this one? 5 size 5s. I'm not sure if they're size 5s. I'd have to look that up. But has 96 cargo capacity and it is $240. It's worth getting it for a medium ship. Why not? So it has combat and it has cargo, which is great. So it's like an all-arounder. The Andromeda is one of the better ships anyway. And let's talk about the Taurus. Taurus has size 5 laser cannons. Installed 4. Oh, so it says max 5, but installed size 4s. Oh no, 4. So it's size 5s, I guess, but it doesn't explain the top thing. I don't know. Sometimes it gets confusing. All right. And then here it says size 2s, installed 2 of them per. There's that. Then you've got 0 cargo capacity, even though this is a Taurus. All right, so this is not fully updated, apparently. It doesn't even say the cargo capacity. And it's a more updated-ish ISK ship, like a couple of years ago it came out. Very weird. Let's just say it's more than 96 SCUs, by the way. It's more than 96 SCUs. The medium ship has it has 2 power plants, medium, 2 coolers, medium, and 2 shields, medium. And the same thing would go for 2 fuel intakes and 2 fuel tanks, medium. All the components are medium for the Taurus. And it is how much? $190. It comes with 120 months of insurance. Now, the Aquila is the exploration one, and the exploration one It has 96 CUs, and it has missiles size 2, 24 per rack. Okay. And a couple of turrets all over the place. And how much is this? 310 bucks. And it comes with 120 months of insurance as well. And this is the exploration variant. The Taurus was the cargo variant. The Andromeda is the sort of like fighting capable ship. And then you've got the Phoenix, which is the touring version. Okay. It has missiles, but not updated yet, the page. And a lot of turrets everywhere. Has cargo as well, but I think maybe smaller than normal. And it is 350 bucks. Then you've got the Emerald Phoenix, which I don't know. I guess it's a different color skin version. And it is, doesn't tell you the price yet, but it's a little bit different. It has green and white. So there's that one. Now let's talk about the other ship, which is, well, we talked about the Galaxy. It's 380 for the ship, for the base. And then you've got the Mantis. The Mantis is 150 bucks. It is an interdiction ship. It is a EMP ship that dampens your quantum capabilities. And it snares you. So escaping is a little harder. But it needs to have multiple ships to be able to take you on if you have a bigger ship. So if you have a smaller ship, then I think maybe you might be able to fight it if it's by itself. But if it's not by itself, I wouldn't risk the bacon, if you know what I mean. It is a agile fighter. It has an agile frame, and it's pretty agile. And it has weapons and missiles. And it's 150 for the ship. Comes with 120 months of insurance. Let's see here. Size 3 weapons. Oh no, size 2 missiles. So all size 2 missiles to each side. So on each side there's like there's a rack, and then these are size 3 weapons that it has currently. 0 cargo capacity. $150 for 120 months. Next. The Orion, the most powerful, insanely powerful mining ship. It is the most versatile capital class mining and refinery platform. So it has a refinery on board. A very big one, by the way. Runs a full-scale operation anywhere in the galaxy using 2 industrial mining lasers, a huge 380 cargo capacity, even though we all know nowadays that huge does not mean 380. And this ship hasn't come out yet, so let's just say the SCUs is a grain of salt. So who knows the size of the cargo capacity until the ship is out. And that would say for every ship that's not out yet, you don't know. So convert raw mined materials without fuse of the without fuss. Okay, so fuss. Without fuss of the onboard refinery. It is a very powerful ship, by the way, for mining. It's the god of all gods. And you wouldn't want to go near the ship, because if the mining laser just turns your way, you're dead. You're fried. It has 3 large shield generators, 4 coolers. God, that's huge. To have 4 coolers. It is a capital class ship. It's way too big for it to be normal. It has capital size power plant, 2 of them. 2 capital power plants. Large, a large, what's it called? Radar, and then you've got a computer medium. Then you've got quantum fuel tank. Capital size. I don't even know what capital size means yet, because I haven't seen a capital ship in game yet, like in my hands. Let's see. Other than the Retaliator, but not the Retaliator. The Reclaimer. The Reclaimer is a pretty big, sizable ship. It's pretty big. And even though people think that the 890 jump is capital, but it's not really capital. And the reason why it's not capital is because it's not as big as an Orion. So in my mind, it's not capital. And yeah, there you go. Mostly all large propulsion capabilities, like other than the quantum fuel tank is capital. So all the other ones, like the fuel intake is too large. Fuel tanks is large, and 2 of them. And then quantum drive, large. Jump drive, large. So there you go. And then the turrets, size 5. Okay. Max size 5. Now it could be installed with a size 4, but it's to be announced and then maxed out at 5. So it gives you like a range of upgrade capability. And every ship in the game, once the ship comes out, the ships come out, not all the ships are with the highest tier possible components or weapons. They're all upgradable. So don't think that, oh my goodness, I got a ship for $300 and I'm done and I don't have to worry about a thing. It comes with the best components in the world. No, sorry, but there's an upgrade path for everything. And this ship is amazing. It used to cost $325, this ship, an original concept. Now it's $575. Now, I'm thinking maybe they're working on this ship right now, because Squadron 42, I would say, would have one of these ships maybe laying around or something, mining around in the background. So who knows if we're going to see this ship in the next 2 to 3 years. Well, probably we will, because I'd say in the next 3 years, we'll see this ship. Most likely. And it's $575, but it comes with 120 months of insurance, but there's ways around that. So don't worry about that. You can do an upgrade from a LTI cutter all the way to any of these ships. Any of the ships that are big, that cost a lot of money, that make you feel, ugh, but at least you have LTI and you don't have to worry about the base insurance ever again in your life. So lifetime insurance is great, but 10 years is also great. It's nothing to sniff at. 10 years is long. And you're going to make all the money back anyway, and then you can keep on paying for the insurance anyway. There you go. You'll be a trillionaire probably, and you won't have to think about insurance at all in the game. So this ship is expensive now. So get it now, meanwhile it's hot. It's on the kettle, burning up. All right, let's go to the next ship. We got the Perseus, a combat ship that is capable of being formidable. It's a hunter, reimagined. It has 50 SCUs of freight for its own security, its capability of taking care of its own people, and also capable of holding a ground vehicle just in case as well. You got 4 massive cannons, remote turrets, and it has torpedoes? Oh yeah, it does have torpedoes. That's right. So it is a weapons platform capable of dishing out all the damage you need. So it has 2 size 7s, dual. So it would be 4, technically. You've got Gatling guns, size 3s, and it's maxed out at size 3s. So max is 3. Gatlings. Then you've got missiles, even though it's called torpedoes. So size 5s. It's a decent platform. It's worthwhile getting if you're into combat. $675. It's 120 months. Yup. Very, very, very cool. It has 2 shield generators, 2 coolers, 2 power plants, all large. A medium radar, which is confusing because I would think it would have a large radar. And then 2 medium computers. To be announced on the size of the intakes, but I'm kind of guessing it's a large. And then you've got 2 fuel tanks that are large, and then you've got the rest of them are all large. So quantum fuel tank, jump module large, and quantum large. Wow, pretty big ship. Nothing to sniff at. It says 100 meters long, but not in the game yet, so we'll have to see. Looks cool. RSI. This is one of the oldest ships. The ship was almost going to go into the mothballs, right? Go into the dry dock and never come out again. But something happened. The Vendul attacked. Admiral Bishop saw that this was the ship destroyed a Vendul capital ship, and automatically said, RSI, get this ship back into service now. And they upgraded it with shield technology and reinforced it with more advanced updates and upgrades. So this is one of the older ships in the game, in the lore. Very old. So we'll have to see how that applies when the game is out a little bit more. And the ship is in the game once it's in the game. So there you go. It's a subcap ship, so it is capable of doing a lot of damage to cap ships. And you know, there you go. Size 7 weaponry and size 5 torpedoes does make the aliens go to sleep with nightmares. Yep. Now we're gonna go into the Polaris, $750 value. All right, let's see what they got to say for themselves. Rearm, repair, refuel, single fighters, utility ships via onboard facilities. So it's a capital ship. This is a level entry capital ship, by the way, level entry. I would say it's still a warship, but we'll see what happens. Next week, Thursday, or sometime next week, they're going to have a video talking about the new internals. I'd recommend watching it. We will even do a segment on it, so stay tuned for that. Now, a capital ship built for search and rescue, strike missions, and security on the patrol. So you got to patrol the securityness. Obviously, it's a strike ship. It's not a security ship, but you could be both, I guess. The ultimate balance of power and speed with superior maneuverability alongside a full armament of turrets and torpedoes. Now, the turrets have been upgraded a bit. It has 120 months of insurance. It's $750. Now, here we go. It has size 4 turrets all around the ship, and then it also has 2 dual size 5 on the top. Now, I think this will change. I have a feeling this will change just a bit. And I don't mean down, I mean up, going up. It has size 5 torpedo. No, sorry. It doesn't have size 5 torpedoes. It has size 10 torpedoes times 4. No, sorry. 7 times 4. 28 torpedoes. Okay, 28 torpedoes, size 10 torpedoes. They're capital torpedoes. The biggest torpedo size is 12, and that is on a Javelin. So this ship is pretty powerful. It has also, on top of that, a hangar. On top of that, it has 16 dual size 2s, but it's technically should be size 3 missiles. Yes, it's size 3 missiles. So it has 2 quad turrets. Okay, so basically it's size 3 missiles with 32 32 missiles on board that are size 3. It also has 2 large shields, 2 large coolers, 1 capital size power plant, 1 capital size large radar, or not a large radar, it's capital size radar, 2 medium computers. It has 3, pay attention, 3 large fuel intakes, 2 medium fuel tanks. Makes no sense to me, but okay. Quantum drive, large. Jump module, large. And quantum fuel tanks, large. Okay. Has cargo capacity of 216. It is a beast of a ship. It's more modern, RSI's modern ships. This ship was made because of the Vandal threat. So the militias would be armed with the necessary firepower to protect its own and protect the border of the UEE. So the border of the UEE. And it's for the militias. Yep. The UE needs some protecting, man. 120 months of insurance. It is a very capable warship. And yes, this is considered a warship. And it does have a brochure, by the way. That's what I want. I want brochures for every freaking ship. Every one of them. I don't care if it's 3 pages, 2 pages, 1 page. I want a brochure with some of the lore of the ship on every ship. But obviously that's going to take a lot more manpower, time, and effort. And maybe they should have the brochures in game. They don't have to make it on here. They could put it in game. So let's see if there's any other ships available. You got the Scorpius. Scorpius, $240. It is a heavy fighter, by the way. Stop your target from escaping via a powerful EMP generator and quantum jammer. What? Does this ship really have a EMP shield generator? What? I'm confused. Stop the target from escaping via a powerful EMP generator and quantum jammer. Is this even real? I don't know. I gotta find out. I want one now, today. Okay. Finish off in Finish off an incapacitated target. So it does have an EMP. Okay. So 4 laser repeaters and a rack of missiles. Yeah, I see those missiles there. Yeah, we all see them. Holy smokes. And they're built into the frame, which is very unique design, and I like that kind of design. The convertible frame maximizes fuel efficiency, cruising speed, and combat proficiency. Jesus. I didn't know that they even had a shield. Okay, so here it doesn't show it, because then it would be under utility. It's a small ship, but it's powerful. So, no fuel capacity, or I mean, not fuel capacity, no cargo capacity, but it does have a ejectable weapon armory to hold both your pilot and co-pilot weapons and some items. Yeah, so it has that. So 2 shield generators. So it's a heavy. It's a heavy fighter, like heavy. 2 shield generators, small. 2 coolers, small. It has 2 power plants, small. Small radar and small computer. It has 2 fuel intakes, small. 2 fuel small fuel tanks, small, 2 of them, and then the rest of them are small, just 1 of them. Now the weapons, what kind of weapons is this? Size 1 so size 2 missiles, 8 per rack. All right, then the weapon itself is size 3 quad. Yep, quad mounted. Wow, pretty powerful. So, $240 gives you 120 months of insurance. So there you go. Wish there was more photos, but apparently not. Next, the Ursa rover. $50, earnable in-game. 100% earnable in-game. It has a little bit of cargo capacity, but you sacrifice the cargo capacity, I think, for 4 passengers. You could probably do like 2 passengers on one side, put up the seats, and then has some cargo capacity for the other side. It has the capability of scouting maps, so scouting and maps, and exploring on any terrain. Now, don't say any, but any terrain. $50, 120 months of insurance. Let's go through this quickly. It has vehicle size of everything, so component size, everything, small. And then it has a two per, so installed 1 size 1. It's size 1 laser repeaters. And the Ursa rover. It comes with the constellation normally, and this is a different version that they were thinking of making. And maybe this isn't a concept, and I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's going to come out eventually. But this is a different version of the Ursa rover. There's two different versions, actually. Oh, the other one says... Oh, so there's another version out there with a cargo pod of some sort and then just the front deck. So there you go. And that is a wrap. So I hope everyone enjoyed today. It's been a long day, but have fun. Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing to the channel so then we can build this community better, get more content out for you, better and greater content, and make sure to continue watching, like the video, share the video, and comment below and let me know what ships you would like to see, what ships you have, and what would you like to see in Star Citizen. And if you like Squadron 42, what would you like to see in Squadron 42? Thank you for watching. That's a wrap. Have a great day, have a great weekend, and happy holidays. Until next time, everyone.